sorry. I saw you outside on your motorcycle, but I didn't know it was you until after you had taken your helmet off. I couldn't tell. All I could see was the
Spotted
sign.
you too, I was thinking about you across the parking lot.
All right. Well, welcome to Wealth Building. What are you guys here to learn today?
Whatever you have to teach
Building one.
Good answer.
Anything else? You guys know the title, right?
We're looking at bills.
How to look at investment properties. Is that what you guys came here for?
Yes.
What else are you guys looking for?
You can say how to find them as well. in the plan.
No, we'll probably not talk too much about finding, but actually, you know what? We will talk about a little bit of finding. How about that? We'll go finding. What else? Here's the thing, I can tailor this to whatever you guys want to learn, or you can just hear me
We
give you
just
this
like
course.
listening to you.
Really?
How
Okay.
about building?
I do.
What?
How about building?
Building what?
Residential, like fourplexes, triplexes, etc. And value there versus not.
Open looking for the downside. Sometimes it seems like it's fine, but you don't really know how to look far enough into the future to know what the downside is.
Okay.
I think piggybacking on that, that would be your formula.
My formula?
You have your formula that you typically touch on in each class.
Which formula?
Price.
For a cap rate?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Didn't we do that last time? Or was that a different class?
We talk about it, I swear. Anything else?
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
What's your name?
Justin. Sorry, I'm Justin Pichar.
Sorry, I should
Were
have
you in our
introduced you.
office, Jeremy? No.
I'm independent.
Cool.
Huh?
I'm
Welcome.
independent.
Oh, cool.
Who are you with? Are you an agent?
He's independent.
No, I'm not.
He's with me, he's an invite.
You don't sit by each other. You guys not like?
Well, I was working and he
That's cool.
came sneaking in the queue.
That's cool if you don't like
He's
each
a
other.
back row guy and he's a front row guy.
What's your name, white shirt?
Sawyer.
Sawyer. Porter. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, thanks.
Alright, cool.
Did you come here yet?
No.
No.
I'm still at Westfield, but I live right next to you now, so I'll be coming here.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Alright, I always like to do a little bit of an introduction just to kind of give you maybe some exposure to some different things. So here's my formula, not my formula, but a formula for victory. Can you read that for me, Kelly?
Spend less than you earn and save and invest the difference. Then reinvest your returns for compounded growth until you reach a critical mass of investment capital that creates the annual income you desire for life.
Dude, this is the secret sauce. Everybody's here because either they don't want to do the work, they don't know what to do, or they're confused about it, right? Is that correct? You want to compound your learning into somebody that'll just give you the secret sauce and go do it. Is that fair?
Sure.
Myself included, right? I don't want to do the work, I want to take the easy route. So what does this really mean to you guys? Discipline? Okay. What else?
Gotta change some things.
What are you gonna change?
I spend a lot. Gotta stop doing that.
Okay.
I
What
still
else?
have no invite on the boats.
I know.
What else?
Just do it.
To me, it
What
means
about for you, Austin?
What do I need to change?
No, just what are your thoughts on this? Dude, this is like so categorically simple, but it's so complex and difficult, right? Why is that? Because you guys want to look good driving a car, you guys want to dress good, you want to go on fancy vacations, and you're like, I want to fly first class, and then you're like, I want to post this on social media. You know what I mean? I want to
Tell
like,
how happy I am.
right? Dude, the secret sauce to life is spending less than you earn, saving it, creating this critical mass, and then you've got an income that replaces your day job. Luke?
I think it's important though, like the last part, it says that you desire, right? Because if you have no goal, you're not gonna ever work towards anything. You can say, oh, wouldn't that be great that yada yada yada, I have enough passive income that I don't need to work ever again, right? But until you actually set it in numbers, you'll never actually make the steps towards that goal.
So let me ask you this, who's a little stressed in the market right now? You guys are not?
You guys aren't, you still just fine, good.
Just like, shit's flowing, no big deal.
This is the first year that people are like falling out of my pipeline that didn't transact real estate.
Yeah,
And I mean, I've only been doing this like 7 years, but this is the first year.
so when I think about things, like if you've got an investment, let's work this backward. If you've got an annual income of investment cash flow coming in every month, are you concerned about the market dip right now?
Nope.
Are you stressed if you're not gonna make those 2 sales you're expecting this month?
No, you're looking for more opportunity if you're in this position where you don't have to worry about it. It's a time in the market that people make the most money, and it's because they set themselves up to be ready for this type of opportunity.
That's right, right. So, you know, when we think about discipline, yes, right? Let me give you a quick fix on discipline. Everyone knows what they made last month. Everybody knows what they're gonna make this month. Are you guys paying yourself first? Are you taking a percentage off the top? I'm not saying before taxes. I am saying before you do anything else, before you pay your bills, before you pay anything else. How much are you paying yourself?
I save 30% every commission.
It's not save, it's pay. Pay yourself. So if you've got 30%, what's another figure you guys want to make? Maybe you guys are tight, right? Maybe you've got kids, maybe you haven't done what you needed to do, I don't know. Could it be as simple as $100? Could it be $500? Could it be $1,000? What's the percentage? Anybody wanna share anything?
As much as I can.
That does not check the discipline box.
Lack discipline.
Cause how much?
It's extreme discipline.
So let me put it to you really critically. If you've got a mortgage of $3,000, if you've got food and entertainment and you've got kids or whatever you've got going, right? And it is just your nut is $5,000 a month, what are you gonna get to? Are you gonna get there? Or are you gonna get your utility shut off? Are you gonna go without internet, right? Well, what if my nut is I'm gonna pay myself an extra $1,000 a month? My nut is now $6,000 a month. Doesn't matter, I pay myself first. Are you gonna fight harder to get here versus just here? So how bad do you want it? Right? So, write a percentage you're gonna pay yourself. Write it down on your paper in front of you. Don't ever come to my class without paper and pen or somewhere that you can write some notes. Because you're not necessarily like trying to make copious notes, you're trying to think about impressions or thoughts or things that you're gonna do that's gonna move the needle for you. So what's the number, what's the percentage you're gonna pay yourself? Anybody wanna share anything? Liz has a pretty good figure, 30%. You don't have to be as audacious as that, but what could it be for you guys? What do you think, Mike?
Probably 30%.
Cool. You guys know the power of compounding, we talk about this all the time. Some people consider it the 8th wonder of the world. Sorry, it's a little pixelated. You've got brother A and brother B, Joe and Bob. This is gonna take the power of what you're doing or what you're not doing, where you're at versus where you could be. So on the left, since you can't see it, Joe starts at age 19. He invests $300 per month in just a simple tax-free environment at 10% per year. He stops 8 years later at age 27. How much money did he invest? $28,800. He waits till he's 65, how much will he have? $1.8 million, and all he did was invest $300 a month for 8 years. His brother waited until he was 27 when Bob stopped investing. And now he invests $300 a month, and he invests all the way till he's 65. How many years is that?
38.
20.
28, is that 28?
38.
38 years at $300 a month. He still has less than his brother that stopped investing at 27. This is the power of compounding. This is the power of discipline that Shad talks about. This is, was it Mark? White shirt? Sawyer said, as much as I can. Well, guess what? Are you gonna be Joe or Bob at as much as you can?
I don't get it, how come he has so much less when he invested so much more?
It's just
Because
compounding.
he just started later?
This just grows at 10%. He gets 28 grand in his account growing at 10% until he starts at $300. And it's gonna take him, what, at least 8 years to get 28%, right? And his money's already doubled, and so it's just growing at a different clip. So, I'm happy to share with you some different amortization tables that
How's
show
he getting 10% a year?
how.
That's just the number.
It's just a number, yeah. Can the S&P 500 average more than that over the last 30 years? Yeah. Dude, do we throw around 10% like it's cavalier and casual? Yeah. Is it really hard to get 10%? Yeah, it can be. But can you totally mac it at 20 and 30 and 40% in real estate? You can over time. I mean, we had 27% appreciation in what, 21? Think if you own no real estate. If you own $2 million worth of real estate, how much did you make? A lot, damn money. Mike, raise your hand.
No, I was saying that all.
So, I harp on you guys every time. Dude, just do what you can do, right? Could it be as little as $300 a month? You're putting spiking in another account that you don't get to touch. I hope, pray, everybody is investing in their Roth IRA every year, right? It's like $6 grand a year. You make too much money to do a Roth, do a traditional, right? If you're not tax efficient, figure out how to get more tax efficient so you get money in your Roth IRA. Growing it tax free, the older I get, the more concern I have about how much tax am I gonna pay. This is not your CPA's job. This is not your accountant's job. This is your job if you're gonna manage your own money and if you are gonna maintain the mentality or gain the mentality to be wealthy. Just a real talk, right? Any questions on compounding? Does this kind of blow you away?
Yeah.
Kind of blows me away. Now, what if Joe keeps doing that?
That's what I don't know.
He's already committed to $300 a month. He's done it for 8 years. Why doesn't he just roll another $300? Dude, he's going to crush his brother. Don't you think he's going to have at least 3.5 million bucks? So the secret is time, right? It goes back to, dude, you just have to spend less. You got to save the difference. You got to invest it, reinvest it, right? So you gain this critical mass that is creating a wheel that's kicking back income every month, right? And then you maintain that discipline, right? And then the more money you're making, the better you're getting at what you're doing. You're just reinvesting more. And then that gives you the critical choice to where you decide, do I want to work or do I want to go to the lake? Or do I want to work 20 hours a week or do I have to work 50 hours a week to catch up? Make sense? We'll touch upon this real briefly. What do you guys think is wealth? Let's throw some things out here.
Freedom.
Freedom.
Jinx.
Okay, what else?
Opportunity.
Okay.
Money.
What else? What's wealth to you?
Happiness.
Happiness.
Options.
Opportunity. Options. What else?
Convenience.
Convenience. Anything else?
Generational.
Comfort.
What?
Comfort.
Comfort. Is that enough? So this is what I view, and I won't go into too much depth because I could spend seriously an hour talking about this pyramid. My team training this week, we spent 1 hour talking about this. Dude, there's a pyramid. Do you ever start at the top? Most of the things we talked about is the top two things. Finance, contribute, opportunities, all these things, right? But if you start at the bottom, it's in my opinion, physical body, right? You see a lot of rich people that have terrible health and wish they could go back. Dude, Larry Miller died at what, 62, 63? Freaking billionaire. You think he would give up his $1 billion to go and take better care of himself? So health goes with wealth, right?
For sure.
Dude, I'm telling you what, spend some time working on yourself, right? Taking care of your body, eating nutritious food, just caring for yourself, right? I've just figured out, I'm getting a little older. Look, the life of me is I just need to work out 4 to 5 times a week. That's just the standard, and I need to eat generally healthy. Dude, you can kid yourself. Dude, take care of your body. You can take care of your body, number one, you'll have a strong base, right? Then you can work. You can catch up. You can work harder when you need to work harder and take time off when you need to take time off. Take care of your body, number one. Number two, emotions and meaning. Do those matter? Why?
If you're crazy, you can't do anything else.
I mean,
Dude, emotions matter, right? Like,
Well, I was gonna say, we talk about logic makes you think and emotions make you act. That's how I think of it.
yeah. I mean, this is the basis. We have a lot of mental health challenges, like we have relationships in our life, right? Familial, intimacy, all these different things. How we give words and meaning to these emotions is really how we're gonna move forward, right, in life. You can think, hey, this is incredibly confusing, I'm just not good with money. You can talk yourself out of doing anything, right? And if you do, guess where you'll be?
Same spot.
Exactly where you are.
Or you're gonna be Brother Joe, right, that figured it out in their 40s, right, and started working, they can't catch up, right? You're just gonna have to figure it out today.
well, I'm kind of going back to that physical body thing, the time thing you told us about last time, that quick listen on Audible.
Yeah.
That like really helped shifted my thinking, cause I always thought, you know, Keller Williams, you time block, you do the same thing every single day at the same time. And I was like, I can't ever do that. But then listening to her and being like, fit this in here on that day, fit this in that day, and I was like, I totally shifted my perspective.
Which one was? Yeah, community.
What's it called again? Do you remember the lady?
Don't
Hold on.
remember. But do you not have a different perspective on health this year for you?
Just a little bit.
So things are gonna happen, right, where
Yeah.
you have to have a perspective.
It's-
Relationships,
It was the How to Be More Intentional with Time by Laura Vanderkam.
was it like 30, 40 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you speed it up, you can listen to it faster.
Yep, you can listen to it in 20, 25 minutes pretty well. And I've listened to it probably 3 times. Relationships, does this matter? Do we cherish relationships, not only in business, but in personal life, right? Is that not the holy grail when you've got great relationships and you combine business, right? Relationships make you wealthy, right? Nobody wants to, whatever makes you wealthy or what you think is wealthy is spending time with people or spending time alone. Sometimes you can have both, right? I think relationships are key. I enjoy people, right? Time. You guys already said it, right? Did we? Freedom. Dude, if you have freedom of time, you can show up here. If you don't have freedom of time, you're late, right? Right, Mark?
Hey, we all have lives adjusted right here. No shaming.
He had to go get his free food.
I'm just teasing, right? But I'm being serious, right? Like, we all schedule appointments with people, and what do a lot of people do? They cancel because, oh, I've got something tomorrow, or I forgot about this. They don't have freedom of their time, but they can't control it. Is that not one of the most annoying things ever, right? We all have the same time of the day, we got 81,000 seconds, 24 hours a day. Wise person said, you know, work 8 hours, sleep for 8 hours, play for 8 hours, right? Dude, you can be healthy maintaining that kind of balance, okay? Dude, then we can talk about the majority of the things we're talking about here for wealth, but if you don't have these basics, you're never gonna have the career you want, you're never gonna have the finances that you want, you're never gonna be able to contribute the way you may wanna contribute if you can't master these things at the bottom. So there are times when I'm like, dude, we're all out of whack, right? And I'm like, dude, I gotta be in the office at 9, and I'm like, you know what? The basis for me is physical body, right? So for me to get up, work out, ride my bike, do those things, give me the emotions and the mentality so I can deal with the stresses and strains, so I can actually work when I wanna be here. So wherever my feet are, I can be present. Right? And that's before I even start making any money. Then I'm in a spot where I can maintain the relationships I want, spend a time where I need to spend it, because I've been disciplined. I get the opportunities I wanna get, and the money flows where my energy goes, right? Does this make sense?
Yeah.
This is real wealth to me, dude. This is the pyramid of mastery. You guys wanna talk about deals now?
Yeah.
So, we've got an eclectic mix here. This was on the market. This is in, Mill Creek. It's on the market at $540. Rents are $950, rents are $1,500. It needed a new roof. Yeah, it was actively leaking. Who wants to buy this?
When you go down.
Why?
So on investment property,
It was on the market, why didn't you buy it?
good question.
This was, what, February?
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll just buy it as is. Did you do any numbers? How do you know you wanna buy it?
I haven't done numbers now, but I would absolutely, if I stay in this.
Hey, you guys have your phones? We do active calculations. I can tell you what to do, but that doesn't really benefit you, right? I already know how to do this. So pull out your phone, go to your calculator. We'll just use a basic calculator,
Not
Yep.
not the loan calculator.
not the financial calculator that you pass your real estate test with, right? Okay, so if you're gonna buy this, produce me a cap rate.
Do we know expenses?
Can you, well, the owner doesn't
Yes,
either. The owner doesn't either, so how are you gonna do it?
950 plus
950 and
15.
1,500, so that's 2,450 a month.
2 bed, 1 bath on each side?
Yep.
Or
Yep.
2
they
bed,
are.
1 bath.
30% expense?
I like 30%.
Yep.
6% interest rate.
And are you purchasing it at 540?
We're not talking about debt or interest rates, we're just talking about a cap rate. What is a cap rate? To give you a refresher, it's just a metric for me to compare one investment to another. It's a forecast. So it's
That's
an
fine.
estimate of a risk, right? Expenses and income. We're just gonna estimate the expense at 30%, because these small multifamily owners, they don't even know. So just estimate it. There, if we kinda keep our estimated expenses the same for a couple of these properties we're gonna look at, we'll be able to generate a flavor. So what do we got? 4, how'd you get there?
So the income of 950 plus 1,500 times 12.
So we annualized it,
And now I gotta go back to get that number. It was
20,
24
2450.
so you times it by 0.7, why do you do that?
expenses.
That's the
We're estimating
expenses.
30% expenses,
Getting your NOI.
instead of timing it by 30 and then subtracting, we just times it by 70, right?
Yep.
Make sense? Now what are we gonna divide it by?
The purchase price.
What's the purchase price?
520. I did 520.
520, because we figured out through some communication, we get to say 520. What's the cap rate then? Did you guys get this?
3.957.
Just basically.
So 3.95.
Yep.
So any of these factors change, will the cap rate change?
Yeah.
What do we wanna do? Do we wanna buy high or buy low?
By low.
Do we wanna sell it high or sell it low?
So I.
Wait,
No.
somebody said low, we wanna buy it low?
No, we wanna buy high, sell low on the cap.
On the cap?
Why?
Because that's your return per month.
So the lower it is, the more efficient it is, right? You're gonna make the most money.
That's right.
The higher, the more return, the more opportunity there might be, right? Okay, so 3.95. Okay, so what did we actually do here?
Can we ask more questions?
Sure.
950, 2 bed, 1 bath is low.
And why is it 950 versus 15?
Right.
Because the tenant been there over 10 years. The tenant said I can't pay anymore. Okay, we'll just be
950
nice.
is low, so going rate 1,500, so. I mean, my math is a little off, because I made some changes.
Okay, so let's talk about opportunity. So what if we get the rents up to 1,500 just to match the other side? What's the cap rate then?
4.6.
Sure? Do the math. Seriously, verify the math. Dude, I run this calculation in 20 times a day. I can do it in my sleep.
It's 4.846 if you purchase it at
Anybody
520.
confirm? Kelly?
Yeah, 4.8.
4.86? So
Four
which one do
point
you
eight.
wanna buy? 3.9 cap or 4.8?
4.8.
Does this make it more palatable?
Oh, yeah.
The goal is to make money, right? Now, somebody threw something out, the debt's at 6%. Right, right now, the mortgage is at 6%. You wanna buy this? Are you gonna lose money? You might. Right? You've gotta do the math, right? You guys can use your skills to do a PITI payment, right? And figure out the math, right? Depending on your down payment or whatnot. So what did the owners do? What did I tell them to do? I said, look, it needs a new roof. You negotiate down to 500, they bought it. I'm like, look, I think you should fix up the property. You should move those tenants at 950 or 900 or whatever it was, and you should put 20, 30 grand into this unit and get 1,700 bucks and rent out of it. Oh, that's great. Did they do it? No, I didn't do it. But let's do some math, why I think you should or you shouldn't. So let's say you put 30 grand in the unit, fixing it up, and you get from 950 to 1,700. What's that spread?
750.
750 bucks. What if you annualize it? What's that? 9,000 bucks. What's the original investment?
30,000.
What's my ROI?
30%.
33%, yeah, in 1 year.
Which one is it, 30 or 33?
I have 30.
33. Huh?
It's 30.
Dude, percentage, does accuracy matter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it matters.
It's 30.
30%. Who's getting 30% on their money? Risa just said, who the hell can get 10% in the market? So if you're not getting 30% on your money, would you do this?
Yeah.
Would you fix up the unit?
Yep.
Simple question, right? Mark, you have different impression on this numbers, right?
Yeah, we already did this one.
Yeah.
Let's build.
Dude, that's the way he remodeled his basement and re-rented it out because he could make like, what, 40-something% on his money by doing it? And he actually totally killed those numbers. So real numbers is how you make decisions, right? This is math, not emotion, right? Now, if you don't have the 30K, can you do it?
No.
Yeah. Well, let's go with what they really did. The tenant said, no, we don't have any more money. Great, then you're gonna have to move out. What can you pay? They got them up to 1,300 bucks. Is that right, Luke?
Yep.
And they didn't do any repairs.
Yeah, we didn't do any.
So they got it up. So they're what, 350 bucks a month times 12 is what? 4,200?
4,200.
4,200 divided by what was their investment? Zero. What's a return, Chad?
A lot.
Infinite, right? It's infinite. Okay, now let's do the hybrid of what they could and what they should. Or what we think what they could or what they should. So there's still what we think to be 450 bucks on the table. Let's do that. 450 times 12. Why are we annualizing it? It's an annual percentage rate divided by, what did we say, 30,000? What's the return? ROI.
18%.
If you're not getting 18% on your money, should you do this?
Yep.
Is this a no-brainer? Okay. Is this a good exercise? Any questions?
How would you figure out what the downside is?
What's the downside?
The only thing I can think of is if rents go down, which is pretty unlikely.
Yeah. I mean,
What are
you
they
sign
gonna
a
do?
lease
50
for a
bucks,
year.
100 bucks?
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever seen rents really go down
No.
significantly, right? Like ever, has anybody, you've been doing this a lot longer, have you ever
In
seen?
the
that?
last crash, I never had rents go down. I mean, I had a little bit more vacancy, or I had longer, or sometimes you gave a little concession,
You can almost make the argument that rents are gonna go up.
rents are gonna go up.
They should. My dad lost rents in the nineties, I believe. So when he was renting things out, the market for buying a house went down so low that it was cheap enough that people could buy houses cheaply. And so then you had all the people who wanted to rent to buying houses instead of renting. And so it caused a little bit of a depression in rents.
So
It
only
wasn't
if
that-
they artificially lower rates to ridiculous levels.
Right, it has to be in balance.
Did rents go down when they had rates of
Yeah.
0% on the Fed?
Not really, no.
No, they did not.
Since we saw that, I guess it's just a normal houses.
What's inflation? Inflation helps with rent.
With
All goods are
inflation-
going up, right? What other downsides are there to actually doing this?
I mean, future repairs, I guess.
You put your capital somewhere, you can't put it somewhere else.
Why are we running the numbers? So that we know where we should place our capital.
It's
So
worth it
if-
into the 18% clip, of course, yeah, keep it in that, you're not.
You like
gonna find
30.
any other.
They negotiated a decent deal, right? Could they negotiate a better deal?
Yeah.
Let the numbers tell you. Right? Okay, should we keep going? We got plenty more to do. Oh, well, let's go back and let's do the cap rate on this based on where it is now. So how are we gonna do it? Somebody tell me.
You're up to 1,300.
1,300 and 1,550 on the other side.
1,500 plus 1,550, you got up another 50 on this one, which is what?
2850.
Take the math.
34,200.
And they just put 500 down. So it's a 4.788.
So what is the cap? Let's confirm that.
Did you do your 30% expense?
You bought it for 500, right?
Yeah.
You got for 500 on 520?
Yep.
500.
4.7.
Really?
4.8.
No,
It's 4.788.
4.7.
Yep.
So did it get better? Could it get better if they do some more repairs, right?
Yeah.
But if you don't have the 30K, it's a non-starter, right? And you're gonna have to milk it for some time. Okay, let's keep going. This is on the market today, 7 days on the market. It's in Ogden. Duplex on Jackson Avenue. You guys seen this one?
Yeah.
$385,000 purchase. For two bedroom, I think they're 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom units.
Yeah.
$1,200 per rent. Let's do this. What's the cap rate on this? Who's got a cap on this?
So we factor in a little bit less on the expense since the utilities are paid, but it's not, I mean, it's probably what?
Let's just keep our expenses at 30% for just teams.
Better have a good supervisor.
Okay, so Liz, take us through.
Okay, so you're gonna do 1,200 plus 1,200, which is 2,400. And then you're gonna times that by 12, which I think was the 20. No, hold on. Sarah did it.
What are we doing here?
9.7 divided by 385.
And so the 28.8 times 0.7 is 20,160.
Who can confirm that?
I can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, let me just say this. Who's confused right now? Be honest.
Actually,
If you're confused, you're about to learn something. If you're frustrated, you're probably gonna have a breakthrough. So don't play that down. Maybe you have to ask some questions, maybe you gotta take some notes, you gotta revisit it. Maybe you gotta ask Shad afterwards, you know, I don't know, right? But utilize, just take it for where you're at, right? Confusion's not a bad thing, because everybody needs to learn something. Okay, so who can confirm that cap rate of 5.23?
I can.
Yeah.
Are those rents good at 1,200?
Maybe.
The area.
seems like it's okay.
They might be.
It is.
Is that a bad deal?
No.
Okay, compare it over here. Would you rather buy a 5.2 cap or a 4.8 cap?
5.2.
There you go. Let's go to the next one. This is active for sale. It's on 16th South and Thousands West. We could have bought this. I walked through this. It was the biggest pile of junk. It was $100 grand
Well,
less,
it's okay, so I-
like 2 years ago. So it's on the market at $495. Somebody has bought it. They fixed it up a little bit, made it look good. Rents are currently $2,400 a month. Exactly like this, except the difference is here is the price. $495. What's the cap on this?
4.
What is it?
4.1.
4.1.
4.07.
Yeah, 4.07.
You guys confirm?
Yep.
Confirm.
Sean, are you getting this?
4.07, yep.
Which one do you wanna buy?
I'm just getting it.
Now you know why, right? Let's go to the next one. This is a $1.2 million fourplex on the market, 861 East, 13 South. Anybody seen this? Question, I don't know what it is. Rents are freaking crazy. 2350, 1090, 1950, 1650. We're not gonna go into the different sizes.
This is where.
Have you walked this?
8 piece.
No. Have you?
I think I used to date a girl who lived in this place and called it. Like, it looks familiar.
So you walked it 20 years ago?
Or like,
So
bad
rents
idea.
And they
are
haven't updated it since then.
$7,040 a
This
month.
place looks familiar.
Okay, Sean, take us through the cap rate.
Oh yeah, what is it, 7040?
7040.
Okay, times 1.7. I got 4.9.
Somebody confirm it?
Yep.
Confirmed.
Okay, who wants to buy that at 4.9?
I don't hate it, cause the area,
I don't want it.
So I guess you gotta dig into your debt, right?
yeah, let's
But
do
the
that.
debt service might
Yeah.
be, you might lose money on this one, because
Your
when you start looking at your debt service.
Well, how is this different versus 385?
Well,
not.
I'm saying all the deals, you kinda
All
have
of
to,
them.
Yeah.
you have to dig into what your
Right.
monthly nut is going to be and if the cash.
For
if the
sure,
cash
for
flows.
sure.
For sure.
On
Let's just-
back of the napkin analysis, these look great. I think.
Well, let's talk, what's gonna make
Do
this?
you have 300,000 down, or do you have?
Well, let's hold on a second. What's gonna make this one better?
If you get rents up.
Okay, you get rents up. The rents seem pretty damn good here.
Yes.
I don't know if they're gonna go up because they seem optimistic, whatever they are.
Yeah,
So what else can I do?
or the price.
Could I buy it for less?
Yeah.
We've already had a price reduction.
Could I say, okay, I wanna buy at a certain cap rate and that will determine what price I'm gonna buy it at?
Yep.
What cap rate do we want?
Okay, so let's say, I know what the rents are, I wanna buy it at a 6 cap. What will I offer?
Algebra.
Yeah, how do you do it?
No, it's not algebra, it's simple math.
So you're gonna go 6.
Very simple math. Chad, how we gonna do it?
So you take your current rents, your NOI,
7,040 bucks annualized, take out our expenses, we get NOI of what?
59,136.
59K. Then we're gonna what, divide it by?
So it's multiplied by the 6, or yeah, divide by 6, yeah.
Oh, 6. What will that tell us?
985, 600.
We offered 985, we will get a 6 cap. You guys follow me?
So the formula to this, I was trying to tell you this last time, is I over RV. And that's how you remember what to do in a situation like this. If you're trying to find out cap rate, yeah, I over R, and then a line in between the RV. So you multiply rate times value, and then you get your income. You divide income by rate, you get your value.
Just math skills, it's 8th grade math. Seriously. And once again, if you're confused by this, you just need to spend a little bit of time. You will figure it out. I paid thousands of dollars for a week-long class in my life. Help me get this, right? You don't have to do that. You can spend 20 minutes a day for 3 weeks and become an expert at this, right? Literally can. It's just, what do you want? Do you want to be disciplined or not? You want to tell your money where to go? You want to learn how to evaluate? This is how you do it. Okay? We can talk about debt, right? this is not real estate class, right? You guys know how to use a financial calculator. If you don't, there's apps, right? FN calculator is fantastic. It's, dude, you don't have to use a financial calculator. It's good with an iPhone, it's good with Android, it's fantastic. Okay, simple. And in your business with agents or clients buying and selling, sometimes you have to help them get over the hump, right? You have to do the calculation for them, right? You guys should already be using that, in my opinion. Okay, so we probably don't have time to dig into this and say, what's our PITI payment? Is anybody on the ball that can do this pretty quickly? All right, Chad.
I would price the 9.
You're a genius.
Well, let's do it at $1 million. That's probably where it needs to be priced, honestly, right? Maybe you spend $1,050,000 for it.
We're gonna do 25% down,
Well,
so that's kinda what you have to do, right?
What?
I'm just trying to figure out what you're gonna put down, so we're just doing a percentage, right? We're not doing.
Let's just keep it easy at $1 million.
Okay, so
That's,
$1 million, let's
will it
say,
sell at $1 million? I think it will if those rents are legit.
and then we'll do 25%.
So $1 million with 25% down, it's easy, it's $250K down, right? You got a mortgage for $750, so do a $750 at what, 6%, is that good? Or you wanna
No,
go
I
higher?
would say go at least 7 if you're an investor.
6.5%,
Dude, they're like 6.7 for.
maybe you should be a different mortgage broker.
Well, I'm just starting at
What are we doing? 6.5?
I'm doing 7. Monthly payments, $4,099.
So 4,100, is that right?
$4,989.
And if you get a better mortgage broker, it's 47.40.
Great.
And that's just principal and interest, that's
So let's
not.
call it $4,800. What do you think taxes and insurance are?
Taxes roughly 45.
So we're gonna say, $400 a month, what's insurance gonna be, 100? So we're gonna be $500. So you're gonna be in this at 5,300 PITI, right? What are rents?
Seven.
There you go.
So what could be legitimately cash flow? 1,700, that's before property manager, that's before some common utilities, whatever.
30%.
Yeah, we didn't do the 30%, so let's,
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
74.
Well, I'm saying this is before all that stuff, right? This is kind of a
Annualize it.
gross cash flow.
So as your net cash flow, you're upside down because you have your expenses that you didn't factor into the rents. Cause you're only $4,900 a month after expenses, so you're upside down PITI.
I got it. Here, I'm just saying,
Yes, roughly, I mean, you could still tell the tenants they're the utilities now.
for sure, dude, I would say that's the majority of what we do, is we pass utility expense on to our tenants. They don't see a real rent raise, we see a net raise. Increases cap rate, capacity, and the cash flow, right? We're just keeping it big, there's $1,700 there. If you wanna manage it yourself, if you wanna go churn the gas or whatever you need to do, provide the utilities, you can do that, right?
Yeah.
There's $1,700 there, does it potentially work? It does work. You guys just need to figure out how to make it work.
Better debt payments.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Should we keep going?
Sure.
Justin, are you finding in your stuff that they're doing debt service coverage ratio as opposed to percent down?
Not in 1 to 4, not what I'm seeing, 1 to 4 units. Okay, this is listing in our office, duplex in Ogden. 400 grand, right? What are rents? 1,050 per unit. Are you starting to generate a flavor?
Yeah.
Are you starting to see some, patterns? What are the patterns you guys are seeing?
Cap rates within a range between like 5, 5.5, it's within there.
What other pattern are you seeing? Is this becoming easier to understand?
Oh, yeah.
Are you starting to say, oh, I like that, or I don't like that? Oh, cap rates are better in Ogden. Are cap rates the end all be all? No.
No.
Why?
It's an indicator. I think it's a guide. Cause it doesn't take into consideration your debt service.
Sure, right. You saw us run 3 different cap rates on the same property based on what? Us changing how we manage the property. How you manage your business is everything, right? What other patterns are you seeing? Sawyer, what you got?
Oh, for the cap rate, 4.4.
What other patterns are you seeing?
Get lower price in this current market to get an appropriate cap rate.
We only talked about one offering less than. Are we seeing sales happen on the market under this price? For sure, I would say overwhelming majority of any multifamily is overpriced. You agree?
Yes.
A lot of dog shit out there.
And rents are low.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rents are undermanaged. We've taken over, so many different properties. And, and I would say this, being a property manager is freaking hard, right? Nobody's the best, everybody has their day, everybody has their dark day. It is a tough business, right? But more often than not, we take over a property, we help a client buy a property, it's being managed by a name you would recognize or understand, and they're grossly undermanning it, right? It's under rented, it's under approved, people have just like put it on autopilot. The only thing I can tell you is this, you guys wanna excel what you do, you need to be involved. You need to be in the trenches, you need to know what you're doing, you need to visit your properties, you need to go and pick up trash, you need to go drive by and pull in the parking lot, you need to do walkthroughs, and you need to pay attention because nobody cares what?
About your money.
As much as you do. Are you too good to pick up trash on your own property? Right? Let's do the math.
I got a different cap rate. Sawyer.
4.4.
4.4.
Why am I off?
I don't know, I thought you were
So
just-
2100.
It was.
Yeah, 100 times 12 times 0.7 divided by 400.
What was the rate before the cap rate?
Oh, I'm doing a fourplex.
What's that?
Great cap rate.
It's like, this is fantastic, yeah.
Should be double then.
So 4.1?
4.4.
4.4, okay, so let's change this, because I think they're overpriced. What if you buy this at 350? What's the cap rate? And I only want, Mike to answer.
We're gonna do it 350?
Yeah. Hannah, you confused, or you got it? You said you're next. Is it gonna go up or down?
It's gonna go up, like a 5.1.
Who can confirm? So
Yep.
5.4?
Yep.
It is.
Clayton?
Yep.
So can you make this investment or this purchase work for you? If you get more comfortable doing this, are you confused? No, you start to figure out what works and what doesn't work. Where do I wanna risk my money? Where do I want the opportunity? Where do I wanna be disciplined? Where do I wanna actually spend my money? Everybody in this room, I think, has finite resources, right?
So what was the rate we were doing before the cap rate again?
Expense ratio,
Expense ratio?
we're saying 30% expenses, and so we're just doing it at 70%.
Thought we were coming up with a different metric on the property.
That's fine, if you say, hey, no, we want 40% expenses, right, just do all of them the same. Then you'll be able to compare. We've
Yeah.
seen, what, 4 or 5 different deals?
Yeah.
What's the pattern?
Between 4 and 6% of a
The
cap.
pattern is, I can generically say which one I wanna buy and which one I don't.
Yeah.
Like, what do you spend your time actually putting more numbers down to?
So I can run a quick calculation, I don't need to pull out a spreadsheet, I don't need to do all this BS, and then I can figure out, is it really gonna cash flow? What's the rate today? Dude, this just weighs out all the crap. Is this helpful?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think the
Just did it on the thing I
requisitions
brought you yesterday, and I completely changed my perspective.
What?
Remember the seller financing I did
Yeah.
yesterday? It completely changed my perspective on if it's worth it or not.
Let's go to this next one.
are.
This is a single family home, it's got a separate entrance, it's got a mother-in-law apartment. This was my listing.
I think I asked you about it.
So, the owner's living in the top, and she's renting the basement at $1,200 a month. Basement with 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, a big storage room, shed, extra parking, is that under rented at $1,200 a month? And that includes utilities.
It's in Southport.
So what's interesting is
Taylorsville.
this,
Like the board.
yeah, Taylorsville, this owner said to me, how much do you charge for property management? I said, oh, that's too expensive. What do you think market rent is for 1,200, for this basement apartment?
16.
$1,500, let's do the math. $1,500 times 12 is 18,000. So she's given up, I think, $400 a month for 2 years. Let's just call it that. What's $400 times 24? 9,600 bucks. Is that right?
Yeah.
That seems like a lot. So 18,000. If she'd have just paid a 10% fee, she paid what? 1,800 bucks. So she couldn't see the value of paying 1,800 bucks, and she lost $9,600
She would have made like $7,800 more.
Well, there's 3,600 for the 2 years.
just for 2 years.
What do you manage our property?
Do you see what I'm saying? Dude, we are all caught in this web, right? I shared the example where I didn't want this tenant to move out years ago. He moved out and I pleaded with him not to. We raised rent $250 a month. It was like $2,800 a year raise I got from just the fortune of being an idiot, right? Dude, my own father-in-law, dude, he's got a couple properties and he likes to just do it his own way. And I'm like, dude, we could manage this thing and you could take me to Hawaii for free every year with the increase that I can provide for you, right? So, once again, it's how you do something is how you do everything, right? You gotta manage things according. And dude, you're gonna get frustrated. Things are gonna challenge you. You're gonna have a hard time feeling it, and all of a sudden, the next time you go to feel it, it's bumped up. So, let's see, we got lost here.
18,000.
Okay, so what's the cap rate on this thing?
With these numbers or with the 1,500?
These numbers, as is cap rate. 4.9, is that a good cap rate? It's all based on perspective, right?
You didn't buy it?
Based on what you've seen here, is that a good cap rate?
It's decent.
Okay.
It's in line.
What do we know? It's under rented. Is the cap rate gonna go up?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so what?
So like if you started renting the bottom out for 16, right? And the top out for 21.
This is real. This just happened in the last 2 weeks, right?
Yep.
So we negotiated the bottom tenant up to $1,600 a month. And what would the top get? We'll just keep it the same at $2,100. What is that gross rent? So it's $3,700, right? Hannah, how are you getting this cap rate?
Well, I didn't get it, that's why I'm all messed up.
3,700.
So Spencer, you got 2,100 plus 1,600, those are the rents.
5.5.
5.5. Is this a legit deal on the market?
Yeah.
Closed 2 weeks ago.
Why did you buy it?
Because Luke did.
Alright.
Oh, thanks.
You move in?
What?
You move into it?
Yeah. I'm gonna owner occ the upstairs for 1 year, and then I'm gonna rent out that, and so I'm getting 1,600 for the basement, and that's actually more than I got a hard money loan for 5%, so that covers all the taxes, insurance, hard money loan, and everything for a year, just based off of because I'm living in the top for free.
I know, why you live in the bottom, we're up top for more.
Because I want. They're like,
They're just nuanced.
yeah.
They're
I mean,
nuanced. I told him to live in the basement.
Yeah.
I would live in the basement.
I'm like, here's my strategy. I'm like, dude, this is the one time in your life you're gonna be okay with living in the basement.
yeah.
Right?
But we're planning on renting out the extra room up top to one of our buddies for $500. So it would be the same price living up top than it would be in the basement. So
The tenant in the
Where's the
basement
house
cute?
at?
what?
The tenant in the basement cute?
It's a dude. So I'm
Yes.
100%. Yeah.
It's all based on your perspective.
Yeah. Exactly. Is 5.5 good? Like.
Okay, sweet.
That's awesome.
So, We'll go Hannah,
Never
go
mind,
ahead.
we're good. No, I was just gonna see what it was at 1,600 for the basement and see what now he's calculating goes look at free.
Well, we can go over the cash flow, right? He's gonna actually, what's it gonna cost you to live there if you don't even rent out that bedroom?
I still cash flow around $500 a month.
Who's your hard money lender at 5%?
That's my father. Yeah. Yeah. But literally, like,
Good man.
I calculated and I make $6,000 by just renting out the basement for $1,600.
He already knows he can get a mortgage on this right now at 5.6%,
Yeah.
right? And do the math. You put down whatever you put down, right? For him, it was maybe 25%. You put down 25%. What's the math? Let's do it.
5%.
So 560 at 75% gives you a mortgage rate of what? Mortgage amount? How much?
420.
420.
I put 560.
At 5.6%, you can use your app. What's his PI?
2411.
2411.
Based on a 30-year.
So if he has taxes of another 150, let's call it 250 in TI, he's gonna be at what, 2661? This is what it's gonna cost him to live there, right? Minus his $1,600 basement apartment, he's gonna live there for $1,000 a month. It's gonna cost him. So if he rents out a bedroom for $500, it's gonna cost him $500. If he rents out 2 bedrooms, he's gonna live there for free.
I rented from,
With
wait, where is
utilities,
that?
right?
Taylorsville.
You get more than $500 for a bedroom?
What?
I get more than $500 a bedroom.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is I'm being conservative and getting $500 a bedroom, right? Then I rent 2 out and I live there for free. Or what I'm planning on doing is just after a year renting out the top and not even living there at all and making around $1,000 a month in passive income just from
So if he
renting it
gets
out.
2,100, if he's at 3,700 bucks and his payment's 26. Dude, he's making 1,100 bucks a month.
Yeah. 2 laundry rooms, like two everything. Yeah.
Luke is 21 years old.
I just told Linda, go to young again.
It's always, which one is he gonna be? What do you think?
Joe.
I'm seriously.
So Joe,
Go Joe.
Yes.
So here's the thing, you can't turn back the clock. You can't change who you are, what your, biometric age is, but what can you do? Start doing it. Dude, every deal we've talked about is either on the market or closed in the last 90 days. What's your what are your people's takeaways from today?
Keep showing up.
Showing up? Showing up to what?
Learn.
the math is not that hard, you just gotta practice it.
It's really not that hard.
And there's deals.
Right now, I'm just doing it.
Dude, I don't know about you, Boyd, every property I bought, I'm like, man, I feel like I've overpaid. Right, then a year or 2 happens, you're like, damn it, why didn't I buy 2 or 3
I'm
of
so
those?
smart, yeah, for sure.
Dude, it's always expensive. It's always gonna be scary. You're always gonna have some lack, some insecurity, some wonder, right?
The worst is when I sell them though, and then I'm like, I shouldn't have sold that.
I'm a hoarder of properties, I don't like to sell mine. Always.
What are some other takeaways here?
Spend 20 minutes a day for the next 3 weeks and just get these second nature.
I like that.
Well, and just knowing too, like if you're running these things every day or whatever, once a week, you know the market. So if a deal comes up and you run the numbers real quick, you know what every other deal is doing. And if it's well above, then you're like, oh yeah, let's look at further into this deal. Or if it's way below, then you pass on what you want.
I think Luke said his dad was loaning him some cash. That's a sweet way to do it. That was how I got my grandfather was interested in what I was doing. He gave me a very low interest loan to get something. And I mean, for a parent that has some money, or a grandparent, or somebody, if you get them engaged in the deal, that can be a pretty good deal. Great way to get started on some of these.
Especially at a 5%, where's his?
Guess what? Let me give you, you guys think he's all privileged and all, but he was gonna do this deal with or without his dad.
Oh, 100%.
And we figured it out to where he was gonna make this work without that. That just made it sweeter. So it doesn't matter. I don't have that person to help me either, right? You guys can all figure it out. You guys can, maybe you don't have the money, maybe you've got the deal and you wrap up the deal. You can find that partner that's gonna bridge the gap, that you're gonna be able to play with their money, right? And you're gonna be able to participate, maybe a lower percentage, you can make that happen. What is everybody doing with the bank? You're participating with a partner that has no say, right, once you get through underwriting, and you're leveraging their money, and you get all the upside. You get the risk too, but you get the upside. Dude, that's why we're in real estate. I'm telling you, we're in it because that's where the wealth is. It's where the money's made, where you can leverage. There's just too many reasons why we can't be here, why we shouldn't be here. And you've gotta inject yourself into more deals. Dude, you gotta keep your capital out. You're gonna have to scrap, you're gonna have to work nights, you're gonna have to work weekends, you're gonna have to avoid the vacation. Maybe you're gonna have to drive to California instead of fly, right? You guys can figure this shit out. But it's all up to you, man. What are you guys gonna be disciplined to do, right? I mean, seriously, this is the model. I don't care who you are, this is it. You wanna read it for me, Boyd?
Spend less than you earn, and save, and invest the difference. And reinvest your returns for compounded growth until you reach a critical mass of investment capital that creates the annual income you desire for your life.
Dude, this is the simplest thing ever. Is this not, Linda?
That is the hack, right?
Dude, there is nothing more to this game. I mean, you can put this in 2 sentences and that's it. Dude, if you're not sure, go write this, go put it on your fridge, go put it on your mirror that you look at every day. Figure out the percentage you're gonna invest that you're gonna pay yourself every month. Every paycheck you get from the office here or whatever you do, just take that percentage. For some, it might be 30%. Some, it might be 10%. Some, it might be $1,000. Some, it might be $500. I don't care what you do, you cannot afford to not do this today. Automate this in your life, make it happen. Any other questions? We're done right on time. Bang.
Thanks, Shorty, first time.
Thanks, Justin.
Thanks, Justin.